Welcome back, friends. Today's show is not brought to you by Paul, but it is brought to you by Microsoft 365. More on that in a minute, Paul. But I survived the virus so far. I guess I could still succumb to that. And then at 9 o'clock last night, like tornado warning. I was like, you know what?
I know. I saw that awesome thing you put on Twitter.
I was like, this is
that video.
Excellent. Like, this is how it's going to end. Actually, I was more pissed that my basement was going to get ruined. I'm like, I'm going to survive this, and then the basement's going to get flooded. And then,
just did the basement.
Yeah.
Sure.
Good time.
Sure. Just started going to the gym a year ago, and there's a public, like a worldwide pandemic. Thanks, God.
Just like, starting to get healthy.
Seriously, I could have just been eating donuts the whole time, you know?
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of, what's the point of living? Yeah, you know. So here we are. I had something I was going to mention. I already forgot it. That's how. Oh, yeah. So yesterday, Microsoft showed off. And by Microsoft, I mean Panos posted to his Instagram. So
yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah, to me, this feels like something they maybe created to share internally to celebrate 1 billion. And then he was just like, yeah, I'll post it or whatever. Because typically this would show up, I don't know, on the Microsoft hand, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, you mean it, and also in higher than 320 by 240 resolution?
Yeah. The resolution left a lot of pixels to be desired, and not Google pixels. But anyways, so it showed off like basically the evolution of Windows 10, and then they splashed up on the screen a new file explorer, a new calendar experience, new context menus, and other stuff. So I'm assuming that is where things are headed, but Microsoft has a pretty good rich history of producing these types of things, and then what you see is not really ever what you get.
I don't, I didn't think any of that was exciting at all, and and I don't mean that as a negative complaint kind of a deal. But I'm a little surprised still in this day and age that we got people getting all excited, like poring over every frame, like, oh my God, look at this, the calendar app's gonna look different. You know, it's like, who cares? Like, these are all minor cosmetic changes, you know. And I wrote about this. I mean, we used to get really exciting updates in Windows, and then we had really exciting times like Longhorn that ended up imploding. But it's not like that anymore. But the reason the reason I even point this out is just like we're so starved as Windows enthusiasts for any good news, that we're gonna. It's like, oh, look, there's a new file explorer, oh, exciting. This is a mature product. It's not going to change dramatically. And even these start menu changes that people have been so excited about, I mean, it's a very subtle difference compared to what we have today. Yeah. It's just a subtle visual refresh. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm fine with it. Like I like where Windows is today. I don't have any major structural requirements or whatever, changes I'd like to see them make. I'm very interested in the Windows 10X stuff and the containers and all that. But I mean, fundamentally, this thing works, and I use it every single day, obviously, and I use it to get work done. It's great.
So here's a question for you. If they do bring that modern file experience to the Windows 10 world, how many years or decades do you think the old File Explorer will stick around?
Yeah, will stick around. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like the UWP app thing they've been working on, right? And we've seen it in Windows 10X. So I suspect they will keep it around. I mean, look, there's a lot of, there are good reasons to do it. I mean, if you think back to Windows 95 and they debuted a new shell, you could go back and change the shell to progman.exe and it would be the program manager. So if you were used to that or it had certain features that you couldn't find or didn't exist in Windows 95 desktop, you could still use it. And so, it's probably the right thing to do. It doesn't matter. But, people will complain about it.
Of course, we will.
Worry about it. Well, people do that. I mean, why does this old user interface still exist when they have this new thing over here that does settings or whatever? And, we got to have stuff to talk about. I don't know.
Yeah. It's so here's a fun one, slightly embarrassing on my side. Slightly embarrassing. We'll call it slightly embarrassing. Slightly.
Okay.
So I have a dual monitor setup upstairs, and I use 2 monitors or whatever.
Yeah, that's not that embarrassing, Brad. You should embrace your geekiness. Yeah. Oh, you're going further.
Yeah, no. Sorry. We could end on that high note, but why end there? And so for the longest time, like one monitor has always been great, and I have another one that has, usually it's like Skype and Spotify and like TweetDeck and like just kind of whatever apps open, and the text has just not been as crisp. And I've
Yes.
tried for a while to figure out why it just wasn't. It was really hard to explain. And I did the clear type stuff. I updated all the drivers. I looked at the settings. I downloaded the Dell drivers. And then finally, yesterday, I realized what it was.
What was it?
So these are both the exact same monitors. But
Oh,
one,
okay. My first impression was that they were not. So
No,
that
they
makes
were-
this actually okay. Yep.
exact same monitors running the exact same firmware. And for whatever reason, sharpness, that adjustment is in a different location than, say, like the brightness and contrast settings.
Yeah.
And so one monitor had sharpness set at like 70, and the other one had it at 40. And as soon as I dropped
That was
the other
all it
one,
was. It wasn't a software setting. It was it was a
it was
monitor
like on the
software.
firmware. And so once
Yeah.
I got them both at 40, I was like, oh, this is great. So there you go. If your text looks wonky,
I'm not going to make fun of you for that.
how
okay.
big of you? That is.
What you've reminded me of is in Microsoft Edge, and I think I'm seeing this on multiple computers, and I just opened this to make sure this was the case. I think it's just Edge. It might not, maybe it's multiple things. When you open up like a file open dialog,
Oh yeah.
it's fuzzy, right?
Oh yeah. So
you know
no,
what I'm
no.
talking
This is an issue. It's not. I've had this happen on Chrome. It's almost like it.
Yeah.
I can't reproduce it consistently, but that was causing my browser to hang multiple
so
times.
I just did. I mean, I'm writing an app, as you know, like, and I'm running it, and it's really bright. Sorry, that's Visual Studio. And when I use like a file open dialog, like that thing is crisp and clear and normal. But the one in the browser, for some reason, Visual Studio, is really fuzzy, and I think it's on multiple computers. Like I notice it a
No,
lot.
I've had this issue. I've absolutely had this. So it is not you. Now it got fixed for me in the last update.
Okay.
And then I don't know.
Are you running stable or one of the beta
Dev.
things?
I run Dev.
Yeah. So okay, maybe it's something that will come to me because I'm just on this one. I think it's just the normal stable one. Okay.
So keep that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good one.
But that's something there's not much you can do about it. But I
No.
mean, I've rebooted and stuff, and I've been like, what's going on with this thing? And I don't know.
Yeah. No, I was actually complaining about this on Twitter, and it wasn't an Edge issue because I had the same problem in Chrome. And the problem would be when I would try to upload a video to YouTube. I don't know if it's the file size plus the combination of that, it would crash the browser.
It would actually crash it. Okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't consistent, but whatever.
Yep,
It got fixed with a dev update, and then I don't know. Clearly, obviously, it's back for you.
Okay. All right. That's good.
Yeah, it is good. You know what else is good, Paul? Microsoft 365. It's the best-in-class productivity apps, cloud services that are going to help you transform the way you work. You're going to get better protection, better security, streamline your business processes, because that is a big deal. It's so much more than just Windows and Offices. You should go check it out. If you're in the business world or you're in the small business world, it doesn't need to be just the big guys. Microsoft 365 can truly help you transform your business, be more productive, more secure, and just a better environment. Yeah.
Wow. Just shamelessly threw that in there like some kind of a broadcast professional.
I know. And, from the bunker basement, or I should say, I guess the studio needs a different name because it can't be bunker because the old one was the bunker and it was a little more raw. This is like from the middle of the battleship because the mechanicals in my house are right there.
Maybe from the engine room of the Titanic.
Yeah, we accept.
It's slightly better than Hitler's bunker.
Yes. I mean, they both do go down in the end, but here we are.
Yeah, that's true. They both end badly, but
Yeah, they do. Although if this bunker room or Titanic room floods, I will be very angry. Very angry.
So when is this storm happening for you?
Oh, the storm already happened, but it's supposed to rain.
Oh.
Rain. I think again.
But you're not
overnight.
getting. In other words, you did not get a tornado.
Yes,
where
I
you are.
survived.
Okay, I got you.
I had my violin playing since we're on the Titanic theme, just playing, and I'm just drinking.
Yes.
It's like
Right. Why did you hire these four guys exactly?
Yeah. And no, we did not get taken out, fortunately, at least this time. So, although I do have, I'm sure I've mentioned, I do have the best tornado shelter that I think can be built into a house in this house, because the bathroom down here is literally surrounded. It's a cocoon of concrete. Like the walls are concrete, the floor is concrete, and even the ceiling. I don't know if it's poured concrete, but it's definitely like mortar or something. So it's a good fallout shelter.
I'd like it to stay 70. Is that too much to ask?
No, man. This is the taste of spring that is going to ruin. Because 40 is not that bad.
40's not great though. Not when it's been 70.
But not when it's been 70.
The problem is it's like 70. It's going to be 72 today, raining, and then tomorrow it's going to be like 49. But it's going to get to 28 overnight.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, it looks like this is spring, right? Bunch of rain, temperatures 50s, 60s in there, so it will get there.
Yeah, we're going to get over this coronavirus right as the mosquitoes come back to repopulate.
You know what? I embrace that. I would happily accept mosquitoes covering my body if we could get rid of
the mosquitoes are going to spread the virus. Is going to be what happens.
Oh, good.
Those little bloodsuckers.
Right. Then we can't even go outside. Oh, jeez.
I'm just going to walk around with smokers or whatever the things are. They get rid of them. It'll be great. It'll be great. Yeah. So tomorrow's 44. You know what's not great though, Paul?
Coronavirus.
Well, that too, but Facebook rolled out a new update, I guess. And
did they?
It's like new update week. Facebook rolled out a new update. So did Slack. Was it just those two? Maybe I thought Microsoft did too, but no, they didn't. Well, I guess they got the Windows 10 UI stuff. So there's 3 for company.
I can't even see it because I have this dark thing on. Is that going to turn
dark thing?
The Dark Reader plugin.
Oh, first off, I thought you said Dark Greeter, not Reader.
Oh, no.
It was like, whatever.
It looks the same to me. How do I see this thing?
I don't know. Let me tell you how often I use Facebook.
I don't. Yeah. Well, you can tell because I had to log into it, and I can look at I can see all the birthdays I never recognized because I don't go to Facebook anymore.
You jerk. Oh, those people.
I'm sure the messages on Facebook have all switched from Trump to coronavirus, so at least that slightly positive change.
Marginally positive change, I guess. Warzone, the Call of Duty free-to-play, said that they had 30 million people play it already.
Well,
that's a lot.
That's good. I feel like when what was the thing called? The Black Ops version was called Blackout.
Yes.
I feel like they had some early announcement like that too. I'd have to go look see what the number was, but that kind of disappeared from the face of the earth as far as being a thing. But I feel like Warzone might be.
I think
might have
Warzone might, like everyone that I've talked to that has tried it, they're like, yeah, I could play this. Like Blackout, I was probably in that initial group who played it for like 3 days. I'm like,
I mean, I have those the latency issues, but I mean, I think the thing that's most notable about it, aside from it, having the Call of Duty maps and stuff, which is awesome, is it's really realistic looking, right? So like Fortnite and Overwatch, was that the right name? Maybe not Overwatch.
Apex Legends.
Apex Legends are kind of cartoonish, and this is like PUBG was pretty realistic looking, but PUBG always had huge performance problems.
Hold on, let me qualify that. They still have huge performance. Okay. Like that's not gone. It's still there.
All right, fair enough. So, like the Call of Duty guy, like I said this really early on, like when this Battle Royale stuff happened, I was like, this just seems like something Call of Duty could just do. They have everything in place, so maybe it took them a couple tries, but it looks like they finally got it right. So that's good.
The thing I'm going to be curious to see is how they go about updating it, because one of the things they kept like Fortnite and Apex like fresh is that they had these events happen like every 2 weeks or something like that. Then they'd update the map. What I selfishly hope that they're going to do, and I have no idea if they're going to do this. So in this map, right, there's a couple like maps like built in, right, that were in the old ones. What I'm hoping is that when, let's say, Call of Duty comes out next year or whatever in October, is then they release another new map that has some of the old legendary places in it and the same kind of thing. So
they could do themes. They could seasons, I guess they'd call them, where this season it's like all Black Ops maps, or the best, Modern Warfare. I guess they've already done or whatever. I mean, they could bring back classic maps. They could,
Yeah, they got a lot of options.
The gift that keeps on giving.
It is. So I've been playing it. A bunch.
Does the Battle Royale mode kind of shrink the map down as the game goes? Is that a thing? So that means that and it must always go to the same spot in the middle.
No.
Is that how it works? No, it's different. Okay,
it's different every time.
That's good, because what you want is the ending where you end up to be different, because that way you're forced to experience new environments.
That's kind of the thing is what they've done right here is it kind of solves one of the issues that you don't like about it. It's not perfect, is that you have to run down and find a gun and then be lucky.
Well, like, even in my short time playing it, I have to say, like this particular game, it's so packed with stuff.
Yeah.
Even I found guns right away. Like, I mean,
Well,
it's
the nice thing is, especially if you're playing with like a group of people.
Yeah.
So there's a mechanism where you can go to a shopping cart and then you can buy what's called a loadout drop. And
right.
between the 3 people, we can get a loadout drop within like 2 minutes of landing.
Okay.
And then a loadout drop allows you to pick a class that you use in normal multiplayer.
And it gives you all of the weapons and the perks. And
right. So as long as you can survive like that first initial drop and kind of clear out wherever you are, then you get all the weapons that you like, and then it's great. I think it's fun. Everyone should give it a shot. It's free. Who cares if you don't like it? Then don't play it.
Well, it's there is a ginormous download that has to occur.
Yes.
So if you don't own Call of Duty already, what is it like? Is it 100 gig? Like literally, I think it is. Yeah.
Which, if you're in Europe, might not be so great, considering that Netflix and YouTube are cutting the bit rate that they're using to help free up some bandwidth over there, which is nuts. That's
Yep. I was just thinking, I I have my sort of own hoarding tendencies, and so like I at one point ripped a lot of DVDs, and I still have these things like they're on the NAS. They're not backed up anywhere else. They're just in that one place because I'm like, who cares? But I'm thinking to myself, and if things get bad enough and like the internet is like siphoned to such a degree that you can't like stream anything, it's like we might have to just go back and watch those things. Like maybe we'll just do them alphabetically, or it's like here's a 720 by 480 rip of a God knows what's in there. But I think there are hundreds of movies. I don't know. I mean, it's better than not having it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, there's the old saying, the worst thing to no internet is slow internet, where you can just barely get something.
The frustrating unpredictability of it. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
So, fun. You got anything else planned for this, weekend?
For the weekend? No. Yeah, we're going to visit all our friends and go to restaurants. Oh, wait. No, I'm trying to rifle through that WPF series if you've been following along to that. So I can't promise every day, but I've been, moving pretty quick through that. Just kind of want to put it behind me, frankly, but I will get that done. No, it's the same stuff. Always. I've got updates to the book I'm working on. I've got, that Longhorn thing I wrote today was partially because I've been researching for the Programming Windows series, and I was watching the video. Like anyone who cares about Windows, I mean, the Longhorn PDC 2003 intro is one of the most incredible moments in history, and it's made all the more incredible by how it was all a giant house of cards and lies and just fell apart. It's kind of rewatching that stuff. It's fascinating. So anyway, I don't know what of that stuff will happen this weekend exactly, but there'll be more of that. I went in the cellar and I started going through my old computers.
Wow.
I'm going to put those aside. We had donated some computers to a church group that my kids, one of the kids went to Jamaica, and I'm going to try to do some more of that. But I think a lot of the computers I have down there are like probably Windows 7 era. They could be 10 years old. Is no computer better than slow computer? I don't know. I mean, I'll let people decide if they want to bother or whatever. But anyway, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
How about you? You gonna sit down there and just like stare at the corner of your basement, waiting to see moisture appear? Or?
Oh, dude, if that happens, there'll be a lot of moisture entering my lungs as I drink.
Hulk smash.
Yeah. No, it's I'd love to be able to finish the bar top this weekend with the pipes and stuff. I've just been kind of slacking on it, and I'd love to get that done. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but we'll see. So, we'll see.
Luck.
Yeah. And to everybody else, hopefully you have a happy, healthy, safe weekend. Don't forget to check out that Microsoft 365 goodness, and we will catch all of you back here on Monday, unless my house does, in fact, get hit by a NATO.
A NATO?
Yeah, NATO.